Good afternoon, everybody. Keith Crothers from SSI Traffic Solutions. Today I'd like to talk to you about the sign stands that we sell. We sell a variety of sign stands depending on the application. We have a single spring stand, a dual spring stand, and we also carry tripods depending on what the customer needs are. So we're going to start to my right here with the single spring stand. The single spring stand is used for the mounting of roll-up signs, and we have a great example of a roll-up sign here with our company logo on it. The roll-ups come in either orange or white, which are typical that you would see on the highways, the same way we have orange and white rigid signs. But we also carry the pink ones as well, and this is for kind of emergency kind of scene situations. We carry the blanks in stock and we print whatever the graphic is that the customer requires. And as I mentioned earlier, they get mounted on a single spring stand out in the field. We also carry a dual spring stand. The dual spring stand is to mount rigid signs. The number of springs kind of controls the ability for the sign to be resistant to wind. We need a little more resistance for rigid signs, therefore we have a two-spring model. Both of these sign stands are aluminum and they come with steel legs. However, we've had quite a few requests recently for a dual spring stand that's got aluminum legs instead of steel. So we're in the process of bringing those in now. So in the future, we will have the single spring model for mounting of roll-ups, the dual spring model for the mounting of rigid signs, and also a dual spring model with aluminum legs as opposed to the steel legs to kind of meet whatever the customer requirements are. You'll note here with the rigid sign, the dual spring model, it comes with a bracket complete that allows you to put flags onto the sign stand if the regulations require flags. And for that, we use a round wooden dowel flag that inserts here. If the customer has a need to mount flags on a roll-up sign, we also sell a bracket individually that can be added to that will also allow you to put the wooden dowel flags on that particular sign stand if that's the need. Okay? The other thing about these sign stands is sometimes we have a jersey barrier on the highway. So if you're driving down the highway and you see a concrete barrier between the lanes that are going in different directions, those jersey barriers, sometimes customers want to mount a sign right on the barrier because there's no room to put a sign stand there. So we carry a bracket that can be bought individually that you can mount the sign stand on the bracket and allow you to mount the bracket on the jersey barrier. We even carry a rotator attachment as well that can be installed on top of this bracket, and it'll allow you to rotate the sign. An application for that might be we want the sign going in one direction at one time during the day and another direction at another time during the day. Or we want the sign visible to oncoming traffic between 9 and 5, and we don't want it visible after 5 o'clock at night. So you have the ability, rather than have to take the sign off of the jersey barrier, you can simply rotate it so it's no longer visible to the traffic. In some jurisdictions, they don't use these signs. They want what we call a tripod base. And you can see the sign sits a little closer to the ground. Again, this is for rigid signs. In the example here, we've got a 90 by 90 construction sign installed in the sign stand. In this case, the flags don't use a round wooden dowel flag. They use a flat staff flag that we install right on the back of the sign. And we do that for the customers. Again, you can buy the flags individually, or you can buy the signs individually, and some signs require the flags, so we install them prior to shipping. So that's what we have in stock for sign stands. Please keep us in mind, SSI Traffic Solutions.